What's up, everybody, and welcome back to midweek. We got Tuesday and Wednesday night games. This format's going to be a little bit different than usual. I'm just going to talk about the games, so you're just going to see my face the whole time. No special effects, so no games underneath me. So we'll go ahead and just jump into it. It was an exciting weekend. We had seven goals in one game by one team. A lot of teams did score a good bit of goals. Like I said, I feel like the goals are going to pick up. So we're just going to dive right in. First, we have Austin FC versus Houston Dynamo. Currently, Austin FC are 4 wins and a draw in the last 5, and Houston is 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in the last 5 here. So Austin have won against Houston the last 2 times. This one, I can't go against Austin FC. They played against Atlanta over the weekend. They dominated Atlanta. Yes, Atlanta is struggling, but I will have to say that Austin wins this game 2-0 at home over Houston Dynamo. That is our one and only game on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we move into Atlanta United versus Real Salt Lake. Currently, Atlanta are sucking it up. I will say I heard Joseph Martinez's interview and Gonzalo's interview. Hopefully things start moving in the right direction for Atlanta. I really hope that Joseph stays in Atlanta. Joseph is my favorite Atlanta player, has been since the beginning. And he is one of my all-time favorite players as of right now. So anyway, back to the game here. Currently, Atlanta is 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in the last 5. Real Salt Lake, on the other hand, 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in the last 5. They've been kind of quiet. They're pretty good at home, except for last game. Well, even last game and their game before that at home, they ended up in draws. Atlanta United and Real Salt Lake have not drawn in the last 3 matches against each other, and Real Salt Lake have scored 7 goals in their last 5 games. I want to say Atlanta wins this game because from the interviews, the press conferences, that Atlanta is going to show up to play, I believe, but I just don't think they're going to get it done. Even though they're at home, I believe that this will end up in a 2-2 draw, though. I don't think that they will win, but I do think that they'll get a draw. Things will change, but not that dramatic. So 2-2 draw there at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which moves us to Chicago Fire versus Toronto FC. Currently, Chicago Fire are 2 wins and 3 losses in the last 5. Toronto FC are actually 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in the last 5. Toronto FC haven't lost to Chicago Fire in their last 14 matches. 11 wins and 3 draws. And that might sway my interest there. I do believe with them sitting at 12-14, this is going to be a good game. I don't, however, see Chicago winning this. I don't think Toronto will win this either. I think it'll end up in a 1-1 draw there in Soldier Field. So next up, we have the team that lost by 7 points, DC United, against Columbus Crew. Currently, DC are 1 win and 4 losses in the last 5, whereas Columbus Crew are 2 wins and 3 draws in the last 5. Columbus are 8th in the table, where DC United is sitting 13th. DCU United has not kept a clean sheet in the last 9 matches, and they haven't won their last 4 matches at home. Right now, currently, Columbus Crew are unbeaten in 4 away games. I think that they go on the road to Audi Field and win this game 2-0, possibly 2-1 over DC United. DC United have a lot to fix. I think it would be cool to see Wayne Rooney come and manage them. So we'll see. I'm going to go with Columbus Crew 2-1. Now we're moving on to FC Cincinnati against Vancouver Whitecaps. I was talking to one of the subscribers over the weekend, and FC Cincinnati has really surprised me this season, and I'm kind of pulling for them. I kind of want to see them do well and make the playoffs. Currently, they are sitting with 1 win and 4 draws in the last 5. Vancouver Whitecaps are 3 wins, a draw, and a loss in the last 5. These two teams have only played each other one time, and they did play in Cincinnati, and Cincinnati lost to Vancouver 2-1 in that match. I, however, believe that won't happen here. I think that this is going to be a low-scoring game, but I think that Cincinnati comes out with a 1-0 victory over the Whitecaps. Now, moving on, we have Inter Miami versus Philadelphia Union. Currently, Miami are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in the last 5. Philadelphia are 2 wins, 2 draws, and a loss in their last 5. Union are coming off a huge win against DC United, 7-0, but we are talking about DC United. The Union are second in the East, where Inter Miami is 10th. I think Inter Miami really need a win here to push up to get into that 7th spot for the playoff spot. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 6 matches, and they are, though, unbeaten in the last 6 games at home, which is nice. That's a good thing to know. And then also, Union haven't scored in the last 2 away matches. So I'm going to have to go with Inter Miami are going to win this. I think that they're going to win this game against the Union. And I think it might be a 2-1 victory. Either 2-1 or 1-0. I think that it's only going to be a 1-goal gap. So I'll go with 2-1 Inter Miami on this one. Next up, we have Minnesota United versus Sporting Kansas City. Currently, Minnesota United are on a 3-game win streak. They are currently 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5. And then Sporting Kansas City got an upset, in my opinion, against Montreal over the weekend, 2-1. But they are currently 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5. Minnesota are currently 6th in the West, I believe, and Sporting is 13th. Minnesota haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 13 matches, not 12, sorry, 13 matches, which is kind of mind-boggling. And they're doing so well and sitting in 6th in the table. I think that Minnesota are very good at home. I think that they will have no problem with Kansas City, even though I did say that against Montreal in the last video that Montreal was going to beat them, but I don't think Minnesota lets it happen. I think they continue their win streak. I'm going to go with a 3-2 victory for Minnesota over Kansas City. Moving on, we have Nashville SC versus Seattle Sounders. They are playing in Nashville. Currently, Nashville are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses, whereas Seattle are 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses in the last 5. Currently in the West, Nashville sits 7th and Seattle sits 8th. 1 point difference there. So if Seattle could beat them, they will jump them there in the standings. But also Seattle has 1 less game than Nashville. These two teams have only played against each other once, which they did play in Seattle, and Nashville won that game. So it's hard to say on this one. I'm surprised that Nashville lost 4-1 against Charlotte last week. I did actually have Nashville winning that game, so it was another one in the wrong category for me. This one's hard to... just like the Timber won at Seattle last week, and there was a red card in the 46th minute, which allowed Timber to get in 2 more goals. They were up 1-0 before that red card. I think Seattle is a better team than Nashville right now, to be honest. But I think that this game is going to end in a 1-1 draw, in my opinion. So 1-1 there at Geodis Park. Now moving on to Colorado Rapids versus Orlando City. Currently the Rapids are 2 draws and 3 losses in the last 5. Orlando City, though, are 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5. Colorado haven't won a match in their last 5 attempts, as you could put that together whenever I said that. Whenever I said their last 5. These two teams playing against each other, Colorado have 2 wins, Orlando has 4 wins, and they've only drawn once against each other. The last time that they played at Colorado did win 2-1. I do believe, however, this one will actually end in a 2-2 draw. Orlando City are kind of doing really well right now. I know that 2 games ago they lost against DC United, but I think that they're good enough to beat Colorado, but I think with it being away, it will be a draw, 2-2. Now, our second to last game for the midweek games. This is on Wednesday night. We have FC Dallas versus NYCFC. Dallas are currently 3 draws and 2 losses in the last 5. Kind of disappointing to me. NYCFC are 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in the last 5. Castellanos is ridiculous. That's all I have to say. He's very good. I guess we'll see what happens. Supposedly he might be moving this week to a European team. I don't know. We'll see. The last time that these two teams played, they did play at Yankee Stadium. It was a 3-3 draw. Currently, FC Dallas have not won in the last 5 matches. They haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 10 matches. And they're not going to keep a clean sheet here. I think that NYCFC are too good for that. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with this. I think that NYCFC get the win here. And I will say it'll be 3-1. Castellanos with 2 goals and then someone else with another one. He's on fire right now, and Dallas are struggling. So I'll say 3-1 there in Dallas. And for our final game of the video, we have LA Galaxy versus the Earthquake. Currently, the Galaxy are 1 win, a draw, and 3 losses in the last 5. The Earthquakes are 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses in the last 5. These teams have not drawn in their last 5 meetings against each other, and the Earthquake haven't won an away match in their last 6 matches. That is not going to change here. I actually believe that LA Galaxy will win this game pretty handedly, and I'll say that they win 3-0 there in LA. So that's my predictions for this week for the Tuesday, Wednesday games. Tell me in the comments below what your thoughts are. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. Also, I just released my website. It's still in the works. It's just nerdysoccerguide.com. Go check it out. There is a tab there to tell me who your favorite team is. I want to see who all goes on and see who their favorite teams are. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.